107.5 WBLS, the calm before the storm, baby. That's Jennifer Hudson, and I can't describe. Welcome inside the calm, and it's time to get relaxed before we get into the quiet storm in a little bit. But as promised, I told you that this young man would be stopping by tonight, and it is an honor and a pleasure to welcome a young lion of R&B to the calm before the storm tonight. Cat has some interesting roots by way of Ohio, by way of New Jersey. I'm going to just, adopt him now. He's definitely New York and New Jersey for sure, because you've cut a lot of carpet up in this arena. But it's nice to welcome a brother who is new and rising on the music scene, and that is Mr. Brad Marquis. Welcome to the calm before the storm, man. Nice to have you.
Man, dude, thank you for having me here, man.
It's my pleasure, brother. It's my pleasure.
Super excited, man.
Well, I'm super excited to have a chance to meet a young man of your caliber who is bringing a different freshness to R&B. And I want to talk about that. You have a third CD. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, he is coming to us with already a foundation. And the foundation is the third CD, which is entitled Thank You.
Yes.
But I know the first one, did the first one embark around 2007?
The first one's about 2007.
Okay. So we want to learn who Brad Marquis is tonight. I want you to tell us a little bit about yourself and how did you get to this point?
Ooh, boy.
I know it's a long story, but we're going to look. I invite you, for those of you listening to us as you're driving home or as you're just settling down, I want you to log on to WBLS.com, click on my page, the Quiet Storm page, or log on to LennyGreen.com, because I'm going to continue the conversation with Brad Marquis online, and we'll come back on air and talk with him as well. But where did it start for Brad? I mean, parents, music?
It definitely started with my parents. It definitely started with my family. I was born into a family of singers. My family, Trent, New Jersey, love my town. My grandmother had about 10 kids, and each and every one of them sang.
Wow.
And so, started in the church like a lot of R&B soul singers. And, my family used to travel up and down the East Coast singing at different churches. And they would, I would tag along with them and be on the bus and, hear them harmonizing and singing and everything. And I think out of all of her 10 children, I probably took, a little bit of each of their voices and incorporated into mine as I was growing up. So, from there, I scooted off to, college when I was in Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio, and got involved in a bunch of talent shows and stuff like that, and won a few of them. And it was just a kind of a snowball effect. Everybody started reaching out to me, wanting to be a part of their groups and wanting me to come to their studios, and, just fell in love with music, man, and, never gave it up.
His name is Brad Marquis. Well, let's give them a little taste of what you do.
All right.
Join us online, and we'll continue the conversation with Brad Marquis. Don't forget, LennyGreen.com. Click on the homepage to see us. Go to WBLS.com. Click on the Quiet Storm page. This is the first single off of his latest CD called Thank You, and it's entitled Love Will Find a Way. And I want the brother to explain to me how love will definitely find a way for us brothers. And I think he might be the man to tell us. But here he is, inside of the calm before the storm of WBLS. Waking up is the dream. Before we expand online, can we just hear just a little bit of that song in dance, just for those of you who are listening to us, watching us? I promise it will be easy, but I'll try to keep a love employed. I'll never let you walk alone, baby, hold my hand. Wherever you take your breath, I'll go home, girl, until the end. If darkness makes you the sight of us, I'll be the light of hope. I'm not giving up, girl, I love comes once in a blue moon. Baby, let's keep trying. Talk like we're friends. If ever we fight, Hey, that's Brad Marquis.
Yeah.
And he's right here.
Yeah.
Singer, songwriter, actor, producer. You do it all, brother.
You did your homework, man.
You do it all. You definitely do it all. So you're hopeful about love, or are you in love?
In love.
In love.
In love.
You have
in
that
love.
special person.
Yeah, in love, was hopeful about love, and trying to encourage everybody else to
hold on. To hold on. It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming eventually.
Like how we're impatient as a people,
Right.
So it's really hard sometimes when you go through the trials and tribulations, the bumps of love, and all the obstacles that it kind of unfolds for us. Sometimes it's hard for us to hold on, and sometimes people lose hope. What do you say to that? Because I know you've been down this road at least once in your life.
You know what I say, man? I say listen to your heart, man. Listen to yourself. Don't look for answers outside of your own relationship. I heard once that, sometimes, the only people who can understand what goes on between a man and a woman is that man and that woman. So you just gotta, pay attention, to your heart and what your heart says and what you want. And other people outside of you may not understand it, and that's all good because they're not sleeping in the bed next to you.
Well, that's a valid point. That's a very valid point. Brad Marquis is his name. Brand new CD is available for you, and it's called Thank You. You wrote all
the songs. Yeah, all the songs. I had help on a couple of them.
Okay.
But,
So that means you're writing from a creative perspective. Is it all lived experiences, or is it through experiences of friends?
Nah, this particular album is all lived experiences.
Okay.
9 times out of 10, everything I write is from lived experiences, and the other 1% is from things that, I've seen or been, seen my other friends or things go to, man. It's all personal, man. And I can't separate myself, from my music or from my art. I don't want to separate myself from my music and from my art. Right. I feel like, if I'm going through it, I'm sure a lot of other people in this world are going through it. Maybe we can help each other through the process, or maybe, from you can learn something from, my mistakes, or learn something from my triumphs and progress.
You stated that a lot of R&B music today, or music in general, is over-egoed and over-sexed.
Yeah, definitely.
So what does Brad Marquis bring to the table that is totally different from that?
Honesty, authenticity, something that like I said before, everybody, I'm sure they go through the experience. They know somebody who's experienced, and they can, relate to the situations that I'm talking about. Real life situations. A lot of music that I listen to is, okay, we're just meeting, and then we're having sex, and then we're breaking up. But there's a whole lot of stuff that goes between meeting, having sex, and breaking up. There's a lot of things that happen between all of that.
Well, ladies have a tendency to say that we as men, we really are not great communicators. Would you agree to that?
I completely disagree with that.
Really?
Completely disagree with that.
So you're a communicator?
I'm a man, and I communicate.
Well, yes, excuse me. There's some men that, keep things in. Or
they do.
And that's how, and some ladies do the same thing.
But even in 3 words, I believe that men say exactly what they believe or what they feel. And it's just up to the significant other to interpret it that way. Now, sometimes we hear what we want to hear, or we make it out to be what we want it to be. But most times I believe that, people say what they feel. It's up to you to believe what they say, or believe what you see.
or do you believe what they say?
Or you believe what they say.
Because at the end of the day, it comes to the proof of the pudding, I believe.
Hands down.
Hands down. Brad Marquis, this is your 3rd album, and you've, like I said in the beginning, you created a wonderful foundation, and you've done some things to get you to this level right now.
Yeah.
We should mention that you have been on that Apollo stage.
Yes.
A couple of times.
Yes.
And we should also mention that you've even had the opportunity to be named, I think, Best Soul Artist on BET 106 & Park.
Yeah.
So people have gotten familiar with you. What I've learned to respect upon reading about you is your grind. Yeah. And I spoke about this to a young lady just the other day, and that was Antonique Smith.
Okay.
Who's another Jersey lady who has been doing a phenomenal thing as well. She portrayed Faith Evans in the movie Notorious.
Yeah.
And she, too, has accomplished a lot. But she too is also on her grind. So from an independent, because you not only are an independent artist, but you are the CEO of your own entertainment company, which is a nice situation. But it's also hard.
Has its perks. Definitely hard.
It's definitely hard. And I want you to speak on that for a moment for those who are watching you, because a lot of people have an interest, and a lot of folks, especially the younger generation, want instant success.
You can throw that out the door. I don't know if there's a such thing as instant success, because all the instance that you see has probably been grinding for a good 5, 10, 15 years.
And by the time we see it, this thing is overnight.
And by the time we see it, we believe it's overnight because that's how it's presented. But, you don't get that good overnight. There's a lot of, work and a lot of practice and a lot of, ups, downs, failures, things that happen before you get to the point where you're like, okay, I know what to do. I know how to do it. I know who to do it with. I know what to stay away from. So it's, for that overnight success thing, I don't believe in that. And I don't believe anybody has had that. It takes it takes a good mind. It takes a plan. It takes a team. It takes a lot of energy, to make these things happen.
I agree.
And just being here now, like, again, is a, thanks to my team for having me here, because this is my third album. It's my first time on the Lenny Green Show.
Well, there's a young lady who I had a chance to see probably around 3 years ago, who had around 4 albums out.
Right.
Wasn't getting no New York play.
Right.
And I went to her concert, and the place was jam-packed. I'm like, well, who is this young lady? Because I didn't even know about her. And no advertisement of her show on the radio. None whatsoever. So I believe that there is a grassroots foundation to everyone.
Right.
And it's so important that you establish that. And I believe that's the path that you are on right now.
Right.
Make a long story short, phenomenal vocalist and 8-time Grammy nominated. She hasn't won the Grammy yet, but she just recently sang at the White House not too long ago.
Wow. They say the best part is almost getting the Grammy. They say
it's almost getting the Grammy.
Exactly. It's all downhill from there.
And I'm talking about Lettucey. So if anybody who I would say that, you are, even though third album in, and it took you 3 albums to kind of get to New York radio, because once you get to New York radio, you pretty much got the world.
All right.
So you got us. You're going to get the world. There's
you.
no question about that. And folks are looking at us from all throughout the South and all throughout the country, as well as we get folks who are watching us from Spain and UK. So you have definitely been introduced to the world tonight. And that's the wonderful thing about what we love to do here at WBLS, and that's get behind wonderful fire starters like yourself.
I appreciate it, man. If I wasn't sitting down, I'd be doing a happy dance.
Well, I'm glad you're sitting down right now, brother. I'm glad you're sitting down.
I can walk.
Yes, you can. But the brother can also perform, and it seems like you get a lot of enjoyment.
Yeah.
Obviously, from performing.
Right.
What kind of exhilaration does that do for you?
I mean, a lot of what I do is sitting at home and grinding on social media and doing things that way to connect to my fans, connect to the world, and getting on the stage is just, it's like reaching out and touching people like directly, talking to people directly. That's when you get the chance to see me in my element. It's like Michael Jordan stepping on the court, Kobe stepping on the court. That's me. Like, all right, cool. I'm just, so excited to, show people all the things that I've been talking about and other people have talked about, and seeing like, okay, this is Brad Marquis here in his element. This is me at my core, being on this stage.
Out of all of the icons that have come before you, and I'm sure you must have grown attached or learned to appreciate one or two that outstood the most. Those two that come to mind right off the top of your head, with no question, would be what?
R. Kelly, Luther Vandross.
Wow, that's an interesting combination. Yeah. And both bring a lot to the table. Oh. That's amazing. Why R. Kelly?
Songwriting, longevity. That man understands melodies. He understands songwriting. He understands what a hit song is, and he knows how to, articulate it in his performance as well as his writing.
You really don't. Sometimes you forget how many songs this cat has wrote.
You can't count them
until you sit down at a concert. You're like, wow.
If you Google him, and you look at his Wikipedia, songs that he's written for who he's written them for.
Right.
man, you don't even know half of them.
And when you reflect on Luther, why?
His vocals, the ability to stand there and just not too much movement, sing into the mic, and everybody, 25,000 people are just drawn into him.
Yeah.
A lot of people have to jump down into the crowd, have to, do all kind of theatrics, to bring across their message and what they're trying to portray. He just stood there. He just sang.
Yeah,
and everybody was on held every note and flowed, ebb and flow, everywhere he went.
He was a blessed soul who had that ability to just do that. He also had the ability to take a song and transpose it and make it his own in a great way. Well, we're learning about Brad Marquis tonight, and you just heard a song just a moment ago. I meant to just ask you, it's called Love Will Find a Way.
Yes.
What inspired that song?
It was one of the last songs I wrote on the album.
Really?
And to me, it was the conclusion of the album. The album, goes through a lot about relationship that I was in and situations, ups, downs, of the relationship. And at the end of the day, love will find a way through all the good, bad, the indifferent, if you allow it. My grandfather said to me once, I was going through some things and I called him to talk to him and, he was like, Brad, just get in there. And I was like, well, Pop, I don't know what to say. He was like, man, just get in there and say something.
Like get in the ring and start doing something.
Just get in there and do something. Meaning, let love find a way, and let it get through whatever situation that may be on the table right now, and it'll figure itself out.
Well, I'm glad you kind of led me down that path, because I want to ask you about relationships because you write about it so eloquently, and you've been through a few things, and you're in love. Who better than this brother to answer questions that I might have or be curious of, because I'm still learning myself. So I don't know if I'm going to name you the guru yet.
I think I should be taking lessons from you.
Well, you know what, brother? I know I'm older than you, so that's why you're saying that. But you can never be too old to learn, and who better than the youth to learn from?
They keep it raw.
You made a statement in one of your songs, and I want to get your opinion of it. Do you think the right woman can make a man change his ways?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And in what way?
Every way. It's when a man finds somebody that he likes or find that woman that motivates him or grows him or makes him step outside of himself. He does things that he might not have normally done. He can get with a specific woman who, she doesn't draw anything out and she doesn't challenge him at all. It challenges him to be a better. And when he meets that woman that challenges him to be better, maybe she's, the way she presents herself. I always tell people, find a woman, or find a person that, how they treat other people, is what you want. Because how they treat other people is how they're going to treat you when they don't like you. Well, when they like you, it's all cool.
Okay.
Everything is all great when they like you.
Everything is great when everything is good.
But when they don't like you,
right.
If they have a mean spirit, if they're not good people, then, you might have a problem on your hands. But if they're always loving, always treating people, with kindness and respectfulness, even when they don't like you, they're still going to treat you with kindness and respectfulness. So when you find, people who, say you're not that type of person, and you find somebody who is that type of person and you love them, that means you'll adopt their best traits, and you'll grow to where they're at. So it's, I absolutely believe that, the right person can make you grow. If you're not good with money, you meet somebody who is good with money and you love them like that, you'll adjust your situation, to make that relationship work.
Do you feel, in your observation over the years, that most men want to be in love?
I'll say yeah.
Why?
I'll say yeah. Nobody wants to be alone, number one. And I believe it's all about finding the right person, the person that connects with who you are and what you do or how you see yourself. If they see you how you see you, and they can motivate you to be the person that you feel that you are. You may not be acting on it at the moment, but you feel that you're that person, and they see you that way. They'll motivate you to be that way, and you'll want to be that way for them, and I don't know any man who, really wants to be alone. You know, I've known a lot of men in the years, and I know men in their 40s and their 50s. And when I met them, 10, 15 years ago, I'll be single forever. But then they get to 40, 45, 50.
Things change, huh?
Things change.
Hey, well, that goes both ways. I mean, that goes with women, too. I think, the way of thinking, as it should.
Uh-huh.
I mean, because we mature and we grow.
Right.
So I would think the perspective on life would change at certain times of our lives.
Absolutely.
So I think women go through that transition as well. I would hope that when you're 18, you're changed by at least 25, 28. I mean, it can't be the same perspectives, at that drastic moment in life.
No.
It's pretty interesting that you say that. And I think we do all want to be loved and appreciated. But I've recently started researching on soulmates, and they say that we will have a lot of soulmates. That's not really our mate, but the one that you have been speaking on just a moment ago, the right one, will often become the twin flame.
Right.
And we'll expand on that as we get a little bit deeper inside the coming weeks.
He's taking us deep, everybody.
No, I'm like I said, I'm still learning my lessons as well. I may have been on the blog for a minute, but I'm still trying to gain some new experience and knowledge.
Quincy Jones.
Well, you know what? That's a nice segue. That's a nice segue. Brad Marquis is his name. Brand new CD, Love. Thank You is available on iTunes.
Yes, sir.
Hot new interesting video. I like the video. Who came up with the treatment?
Myself and my guy Ozzy Scott, director of the video. We came up with it together. And,
I like it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing. It's clean. It's respective of love.
Yes.
It's not stereotypical.
Right.
It's really a nice presentation of you finding this young lady, and bung, it just happens.
I appreciate it.
I like it, man.
We had fun shooting it.
I'm sure you did. You could have called me up, brother, but you know what? The next video, hopefully, I could.
You can make a cameo.
I just want to pop up. That's all.
You can make a cameo.
I could be the guy sitting in the corner.
We can make a place for you in the video.
Hey, man, I just need a quick look.
Hey, man,
that's all.
You'll take me to the next level.
I'm going to ask you some interesting questions, and we'll repeat some of these questions when we get online. But thank you for watching. We really do appreciate it. This brother, we're going to go back online in just a moment. But I want to throw some questions that some ladies have been filtering to me to ask you.
All right.
First question is, what makes you happy? Being so you want to do a happy dance. What makes you happy?
What makes me happy? Playoff basketball. That makes me happy.
Really? You play ball? I
play ball.
Wow.
I play ball.
Okay.
But playoff basketball makes me happy. Now, happy in a relationship, just a compromise.
Compromise makes you happy.
Compromise makes you happy.
Swinging it to basketball for a moment. Who's your favorite team?
I'm a Knicks fan.
Okay. But I hear but.
Here's the but. I grew up watching LeBron.
The Heat.
So I got to, as the Knicks are in discord right now, hopefully we get Phil. But as the Knicks are going through the things that they go through, I can find, comfort in rooting for Mr. James.
Wow.
I watched him.
Okay.
Like I said, I went to high school and college in Ohio.
Yeah.
So
right.
I watched him come. I was only 30 minutes away from where he went to high school.
So, I can respect that. I respect that. Okay. What's your favorite food?
Chicken.
Baked or fried?
Fried chicken.
Fried.
Yeah.
Are you?
I got to work out a little bit harder because I eat fried chicken.
Okay. I got
But
now, do you cook it? I mean, are you good
in
in
it? All I gets down. I do what I do.
So you have culinary skills?
Yeah, I'm domestic.
Oh, okay. All right. Favorite dessert?
Favorite dessert? I don't do a lot of desserts. I would have to say, I guess, butter pecan ice cream.
Okay. Two most important characteristics you look for in a woman?
Confidence and confidence.
Why a double entendre on this, man?
Yeah, I think you need that to handle me.
What's your sign?
Aries.
April?
March.
March, okay.
March 28th.
Oh, it's coming up.
It's coming up.
All right, big party.
Uh-huh.
All right, now. we're going to be waiting for that party. If you, okay, number one, when you were, so if she's watching, when you were dating, number one deal breaker for you when dating?
Cigarettes and weave.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. I think something just dropped. Cigarettes? I heard. Did you say weed or weave?
Weave.
Weave. WEAVE.
That's what I said. WEAVE.
Wow. Okay. I'm not going to ask.
Did I just say that online?
Yeah, you did, bro. You just did that. Okay. Favorite.
I'm just saying, man. When you trying to run your hands through somebody's hair, you do not want to hit a track.
Oh man!
I'm saying. I'm sorry. No disrespect.
I respect
to anybody
your
out there. I got love. I'm watching. I'm looking. Me personally.
I hear you. I'm not talking, so it's definitely you personally. That's for sure.
Me personally, when I put my hands in there, man, and it doesn't. And to me, I don't care if you're bald. I don't care if you got medium hair, long hair. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Rock it right.
Brad Marquis. That's his name. I'm Lenny Green, baby.
You see, he just deflected everything over here.
Yeah. You're my dude. You're my dude.
He just deflected.
We're going to go back online, baby. On air. 107.5 WBLS. Break out your candles, get relaxed with me, and let's relax and unwind together because it's time for us to slide ourselves into the most interesting and comfort zone that we love to be in, and that's the Quiet Storm. Ladies, I suggest red wine tonight. We're sipping on a Cabernet Sauvignon, but whatever you like to sip on to join us tonight, that's even better. I'm joined by a new R&B heartthrob that I want you ladies to definitely embrace, and I want the world to understand who he is. His name is Brad Marquis, out of Trenton, New Jersey, by way of Ohio. Singer, songwriter, producer, and actor, and he has embraced us by presenting us with 3 wonderful masterpieces of music. Started in 2007.
Yeah.
We're now 7 years into the game.
7 years into the game.
You're becoming a veteran very, very slowly, but a nice way.
Still a lot to learn, and I'm looking forward to learning it.
You reflected on R&B music today and the state of music overall, and you say music is over ego and over sex.
Mm-hmm.
What is Brad Marquis bringing to the music forefront?
Real life, authenticity. Things that the situations that everybody goes through, but not necessarily communicates about or talks about. I'll put it on the table. You listen to it, and hopefully opens dialogue between the man and the woman or significant other, and and maybe I can speak life or help you through whatever that you're going through.
Now, you said to us when we were talking to you online that I said men are bad communicators from what I'm hearing from women. You are a communicator. That's the quintessential part for you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And like I said, before, I believe it's just a matter of, are you listening?
That's key.
Because men can say a lot, or individuals can say a lot in very few words, and what do they say? 90% of all communication is nonverbal anyway?
Yeah.
Are you paying attention to your significant other?
That's really, really important.
I know what goes on in my situation. I know when something ain't right. Now the question is, are you going to ask the question, what ain't right? And have the conversation to get to the bottom of it, and allow, and sometimes you have to listen. You have to allow people to work through their thought process.
Well, let's take a listen to another track off of your current CD.
Okay.
We're going to go to track number 10. It's called Breakup. It features a young lady by the name of Tess Henley. Tell me a little bit about it before I hit it.
Breakup is that moment in your relationship where you can go either way. You can let it go, or you can decide to let love find a way and fix it. Yeah.
Let's take a listen to it. Thank you for watching us online. If you'd like to see Brad Marquis up close and personal and hear and learn a little bit more about him, join me at LennyGreen.com. Click on See Lenny Live, or join us at WBLS.com and click on the Quiet Storm page.
Yeah.
Here's something brand new. Breakup.
Are you still angry? I know you've been having trouble sleeping. You're thinking about leaving me. Baby, don't take your love from me. I'm feeling so lonely, baby. And we ain't made loving forever. We'll work through whatever storms. It's brighter days after cloudy weather. Is this the end? Would you be loved again? Yeah. Are we gonna break up? It's not something I wanna do. This doesn't work. We gotta leave.
I'm so confused about it all. I've been trying to make it work every time I get hurt, and now I feel like I'm losing part of me. I know I love you, but I can't fall. You made promises before. When I reach for the door, conveniently you understand my needs. Baby, I don't know what I should believe.
It's killing my heart.
Thinking it's time we moved on. 'Cause I can't take this pain. Your love just ain't the same. I'd rather be loved than fight.
We gonna break up.
Break up.
We gonna make up.
I don't know if we can save us, baby. Woo!
Now, baby, I'll shoulder all the mistakes that might have made you mad.
But I don't know if I can let go of the
I
past.
can't take away this pain, but I can make up for it.
When I try to forgive you, you find another way to make me feel so
Girl,
embarrassed.
you never regret giving me one more chance.
I'm looking for a love that love would cover.
I know it, and I'm sorry, baby. Are we gonna break up? Are we gonna make up? I'd rather make love tonight. Are we gonna break up? Are we gonna break up? Gonna make up, girl. This doesn't work without me. It's not something I wanna do.
Don't tell me one more time you're gonna do right. Just do right, do right.
We gonna make up, girl. Let's make up, girl. And we give it to me, baby. Give it to me, darling. Give it to me, baby. Give it to me, give it to me.
What else? Brad Marquis is his name. That's entitled Breakup. It's on the brand new CD, Thank You, and it features Miss Tess Henley. A beautiful song. Breakup. Are we going to break up? Wow. Do you believe in breaks in a relationship? If a woman ever said to you, Brad, let's take a break. Why do you laugh? Why do you laugh, man? Why do you laugh? I just want to know what caused that. What caused that right there? Because that same reaction is what I'm thinking. So go ahead.
Man, you gonna let me go? You gonna let me get away? And you think I'm coming back, right?
Would you?
Just depends, man. Just depends on. I'm not gonna say.
Have you ever been down that road before?
I've been down that road.
Who asked for the break?
You know what, man? You going deep now.
No, I need to scratch the surface. It sounds like it was you.
I was engaged to be married at one point.
Okay.
You know, it's about.
I can relate.
Actually, it was 7. It was during the first album, Finding My Way.
Okay.
And that actual album was about, you know, the breakup. I didn't know I was breaking up at the time.
Okay.
But we had issues and we had problems, and that's kind of where that album came from as I was writing it, recording it.
Mm-hmm.
and we broke up a couple of times. You know, it was about a 6-month process. We weren't dating. We weren't seeing each other and talking for 6 months.
Wow.
And then we got back together. We decided to try again, got back together and all, you know, and at the end of the day, we ended up not being together, but we did have, you know, segments in our relationship where we weren't together.
Sounds like my last relationship.
Yeah.
On again.
This roller coaster ride that we've been on, baby.
Preach it, brother. Preach it.
That's what it is.
I don't think a lot of men ask for breaks. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Men don't ask for breaks.
What's up, ladies? I mean,
if we ask for a break, that's just a nice way of saying I don't want to be with you.
If we did that.
Yes,
I totally
That's
agree.
a nice way of letting a woman down and saying, maybe we can come back a little bit later, but we really don't have the intention on coming back.
So do you think the ladies are saying that to us?
Women are different, man. I'm not going to sit here and pretend act like I understand what they be thinking when they be saying some of the things that they be saying.
Right.
I don't understand it, and I just roll with it.
I don't think we'll ever understand it. I think the only way we can become better is to establish a wonderful foundation of communication.
Papa do right.
Yeah. I mean, I think that helps out in a great way. We're so caught up in technology these days, and we lose the essence of what our grandparents have built
Let me
on.
say this. Keep your relationships off of Facebook and Twitter, please.
Oh, would you need to say that one more time, brother?
Please keep your relationships off of Facebook and Twitter.
Don't you be reading some interesting things and you know it's a personal situation.
It shouldn't be there.
Nah, it
shouldn't be there.
I agree totally with you. But a lot of people, maybe that's their therapy in closing a book, but it doesn't really help a situation. And it lets everybody, all your friends and family or whoever is following you.
And like I tell everybody, if you're going to do it on Twitter, because it don't last long on Twitter. You leave it on Facebook, you give everybody an opportunity to comment, think about it, come back and comment again.
In length.
Don't do it.
It's really, really hard. Brad Marquis is his name. Please look out for him. Google him, and everything will pop up on him. The right things will definitely pop up on him. You say your music. You say sometimes men have a very hard time trying to find the right words, and you feel that Brad Marquis' music can definitely aid in this aspect. So, fellas, if you're having a hard time kind of expressing a certain situation, just put on a Brad Marquis CD
and let it do what it do.
Let it do what it do.
Let it do what it do, man. There's a lot of conversations on there that I'm sure all of us think about, maybe not communicate about, but, you know, pop on one of them 3 records, and I'm sure something is in there.
Oh, no question.
That you can let your lady hear and be like, see, that's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm going through, right? This is where we at right now.
Let's talk about the title track for a moment. Title track for his latest CD is called Thank You.
Right.
What inspired that?
My relationship inspired it. The relationship of my producer also inspired it. And it's taken on a whole nother meaning as well, because, you know, I attribute the title Thank You to, you know, all the family and friends and fans who stuck with me through the first 2 projects. Sure. You know, and the first 2 projects were me trying to figure out who I was and, you know, where I wanted to take this music thing. And, you know, they bought my album, even though, you know, I'm sure they liked certain things on it, but I didn't think it was my best. You know, I thought it was, you know, it was good for where I was at, but I was always, and I'm still growing, and I'm still trying to find that thing. You know, I'm sure as artists, as you know, creative people, we'll always be searching and still growing, trying to, you know. But I think now, and Thank You, I have a firm grip, you know, on what I want to do and how I want to do it, and I have a great team around me to help me do it.
Right. You
know, so this is for everybody, and thank you for buying the first 2 projects. You know, thank you for coming to all of those shows when, you know, I was trying to figure out how to perform. you know,
I had a chance to catch this brother in performance, and I will say that the audience embraced you and loved you, and that's hard for New York.
Man,
New York is rough. Well, you performed at the
Apollo.
I've
been at the Apollo. One thing I love about New York is that they will, if you're good, you're good. If you're not, you're not. And they will certainly tell you if you are, you're not.
With no hesitation.
With no hesitation, man. And one thing, I love you, New York, because you have always opened your arms. You've embraced me from the moment that I started here, you know, and you're allowing me to continue to grow.
Hey, man, you know what? That's a wonderful blessing. And you can grow and expand and develop and even even experiment.
Yeah.
Because once you get to know once your audience really gets connected to you, I'm
Right.
sure you can say, well, let me try this.
Right.
And that may be a lane that you've never went down before. So big kudos to you, man.
Thank you.
In building what you have built, and all the best in what's coming forth.
Thank you.
Let's tell everybody online, and when we get on air to cap things off, we'll share that with folks on air. But tell everyone and share with everyone, how can they keep up with Brad Marquis, and more importantly, when's the next time you're performing?
Brad Marquis, you can find me anywhere under that name, BRADD, 2 Ds. Mama gave me that. It's legal. Marquis, legal, MARQUIS, like the car. And that's anything. That's Twitter, that's Instagram, that's Facebook, Reverb Nation. Please go like that, the Twitter page, and like the Facebook entertainment page, because that's how the promoters and the powers that be, determine whether I'm good enough to come to your area and perform. And hopefully, that shouldn't be the case, but it is the case. So, if you want to support, you may not be able to go buy the album or what have you, but you can like my page, and that does, a good enough job.
And where's the next time you're performing?
The next gig is this weekend, actually, Saturday, 58 Park Place in Newark, New Jersey. It's called Studio 58.
Formerly the Key Club.
Yeah.
Right there on right across from NJ Pack, as a matter of fact.
Absolutely,
Wonderful
absolutely. Room. And we're doing about a 45-minute set, after party. Bring your dancing shoes.
That's what's up.
And I intend on I don't know, you might have to bring your raincoat and your umbrella, man, because I'm gonna burn it down.
I believe you, brother. And like I said, the brother definitely does perform well. You love your audiences, and you get into what you get into because this is your love.
This is my love, and this is my life. These are all situations that I can actually take myself back to that place where I was when I wrote this song, or where I was when I was experiencing this thing, and, get into character and.
Quick question, because going back, that's how your character actually began. And I want to expand on what I recently read about you having the opportunity to hook up with the Babyface team back in the day.
Yeah.
How did that opportunity, that was a golden moment, I think.
That was a college thing. I was in a group called Mass Appeal, and they took me to the producer of the Thank You album, actually, which is Angelo Ray.
Okay.
And Angelo Ray was working with Babyface, and he did Kevon Edmonds' 24/7 project. He did a couple songs on that. He did the lead song, 24/7. Thinking about you all the time, 24/7, babe.
How'd so?
He pulled me in, and he allowed me to be a writer for other groups that he had underneath his production company, and it kind of snowballed from that. And it's funny because this project, Thank You, I hadn't worked with Angelo for, over 10 years.
Wow.
And Angelo is on the road. He stage manager for Kendrick Lamar and Akon and all kind of other artists out there. And, I met Akon when I went out to the BET Awards a couple years ago. And I remember Angelo, worked with Akon. So I hit up Angelo, can you, follow up with Akon and see if you like my material, my music? And he was like, bro, Brad, what are you trying to do? And I was like, man, I'm looking for producers, man. I was like, I don't have producers. I want to do an album, I want to do a project, but I just can't find the right material.
Wow.
And he kind of like, oh, all right, I heard you. And he kind of like, I don't want to say blew me off, but I don't think he was, too interested. And then 2 weeks later, he calls me. He was like, Brad, God has been just on my heart, on my mind. And I got this song for you, man. And I think, you should listen to it and write something to it. So he sent me the title track, Thank You.
Wow.
And I wrote it, sent it back to him, and the next conversation was, Brad, whatever you want, you can have. And that's where this album came from.
That's a great story, brother.
Thank you.
You're a spiritual man.
Very, very.
Is it hard to balance secular and spiritual?
Nah. It's easy because my family allowed me to listen to everything growing up.
But we're talking about classic soul now.
Yeah. And classic soul comes from the spiritual. It comes, Sam Cooke, Ray Charles, Aretha Franklin, the originators of all of this. Right. They came straight from gospel music, and they converted gospel songs into, soul songs, secular songs, or what have you. So, my grandparents, pretty much raised me growing up. Mm-hmm. My mom went off to college, things of that nature. My grandparents were, had to take care of me while my mother was off in college. And, the Sam Cookes of the world, the Soul Stirrers of the world, those are the people they allowed me to listen to. Then I, the BLSs and the DASs down in Philly with the Anita Bakers, the Luther Vandross, the Glenn Jones, those are the stuff that Howard Hewitts. That's what I was listening to,
all that,
growing up. So this is just natural to me.
Well, brother, you do it effortlessly.
Oh, thank you.
So that means you were definitely destined to do what you're doing.
I appreciate it.
And to know that, you understand the blessing of where it came from. And, obviously you're not going to abuse it, but embrace it.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is definitely going to be a wonderful journey for you.
And I hope so.
I'm glad I met you on the third CD.
Yeah.
And obviously this was destined to happen. So just don't forget about me when you get to CD number 10.
Man,
all right?
please.
When you get to CD number 10, come back and sit down with us so we can, find out how life is way before CD 10.
Way before CD 10.
We want to see you as your progression grows from this
I'll
point
be here.
on.
And I hope to get better and better and better.
Well, you know what? I think that was the conversation that we had a little before we got on tonight.
Yeah.
And I think, we never get to a comfort level where we just say, I'm great.
Yeah.
I think the great ones always strive for the next
Man, I
level.
see Prince still pushing.
And if that cat is still pushing.
And everybody should be pushing. Everybody should be pushing.
There's no question. I can't relate to Prince because I'm not singing. But I understand because I do have, other mentors, and I'm trying to reach those levels as well. So I think that's a lesson learned and a journey and a thing that we have to just keep focusing on and still continue to grow.
Right.
That's the bottom line at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
Very interesting question I wanted to ask you because you said you're a spiritual man.
Mm-hmm.
If you had 2 minutes to talk to God, what would you say?
First thing that came to my mind was why. And I don't even know why what. Just why.
Why for your existence?
Just why for the existence. Why is this the evil necessary? Why are we fighting? Why are we shooting? Why are we killing? Why are we, why is the economy the way it is? Like, why? Why the good people that I know, that I love, who've sacrificed for so many have to go through so much? Why it's so many whys, but at the end of the day, I trust them. So I'm cool, and you don't need to know why. At the end of the day, you're doing the right things. He works it out. You can't say anything in life doesn't get worked out if you allow him to work it out and you believe. If you just believe, you have faith. Yet I don't care who you call God, man. Just have faith in something bigger than yourself.
It's hard for us, even as Christians, to walk forward without knowing what's ahead.
And especially the more you get, the harder it is to maintain that faith, because you see the tangible things. When you don't have a lot, what you have is faith. When you have a lot of times you start looking at yourself like you did it. I did it. There's something I can do. There's something that must be within my grasp, within my power, within somebody else's power to make certain things happen. And sometimes it's just not your time. Sometimes it's just you have to wait. You have to be patient. I live it. I live it right now.
And I lived it too. And I'm still living I'm still living it. And you know what? I think in the very beginning, my challenge was, well, when?
When?
When? I mean, and everyone said, in due time it's going to happen.
Right.
And that was my biggest question to God. Is like, well, God, when?
When?
And patient. He taught me patience, and he also taught me that it happens when it's supposed to.
Right.
And that's about all I could say.
And I think that's from my experiences, I'm not there yet, but from my experiences is learning how to be patient, remaining humble, and learning how to appreciate where you are.
Brad Marquis is his name. We're inside the Quiet Storm tonight. I hope that you've been enjoying the conversation online, and if you haven't had a chance to, right after the interview, you can go to LennyGreen.com, click on See Lenny Live, and you can rewind the entire conversation so that way you can see all the behind-the-scenes conversation that we have with this hot, talented singer-songwriter, actor, producer, Brad Marquis, who is by way of Ohio, and of course, roots are, I guess, Trenton, New Jersey.
Well, let's say the roots are Trenton, New Jersey.
Okay.
I guess I grew up, raised in Trenton, New Jersey. Ohio was the musical growing ground.
Hey, man, look. OJ's, Ohio.
OJ's.
You know, and so many others.
So many others.
So-
Babyface.
Babyface.
James Brown.
Preach.
You know, they all, a lot of folks came through Ohio.
Brother, and Brad Marquis has been out of
I've
Ohio
been blessed.
as well.
Been
Yes,
blessed.
you are. How can people get a chance to see Brad Marquis? I understand you have a concert coming up this weekend
Yes.
in Newark, New Jersey.
In Newark, New Jersey.
Where is that?
Studio 58. That's 58 Park Place. It's at doors open at about 7 o'clock on Saturday. This Saturday. And the show, well, the show gets popping about 8, and I'm not quite sure when I'll hit the stage. Probably hit the stage around 9 o'clock, and then we have an after party, where everybody can get their groove thing on, shake it down, and bring your dancing shoes, have a good time, be comfortable. I know you can bring the heels to look good, but when you want to start dancing,
And we know that Jersey loves to party, so I hope
yeah.
that you make it out to see Brad Marquis at Studio 58, right?
absolutely.
Studio 58.
Studio 58.
Doors open up at
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. And how can everyone follow you and keep
Brad Marquis, BraddMarquis. You look that up, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Reverb Nation, anywhere, YouTube, and you'll see me.
And you will also, if you go into bradmarquis.com, I believe, right?
Yeah,
You
the album, you can, check out a lot of things that I've done, photos and videos, and, the video's up there. The album is up there for you to live stream and listen.
Look at that.
And if you like it, pick it up.
I'm just a few minutes away. I need to bring you back when we do our Confessions of Love segment. We're going to get into that. Confessions of Love is where we talk about relationships.
Okay.
And the various things that go on relationships. So we're pondering a question tonight that I'd like to get your thoughts on as we make your way out the door tonight. And the question is, if your significant other presented you with a prenup, would you agree to sign it?
Who got more money?
Is it always about the money?
I mean, I don't know. I saw something the other day that said, it was between Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade.
Okay.
And Gabrielle said before she gets married, she's going to present Dwayne Wade with a prenup.
Okay.
And I'm sure Dwayne Wade has more money than Gabrielle. But she said she's never seen Wade balance a checkbook.
Ooh.
So that could, make somebody feel some kind of way. If you don't feel that the person that you're with is can manage money well.
So what would you say to that question? Would you sign a prenup? Yes or no?
I wouldn't be against it.
Fair enough.
I wouldn't be against it.
Brad Marquis, learn about him. Thank you for coming in tonight.
Thank
I
you for
appreciate
having
you,
me.
man.
Thank you for having
And
me.
we look forward to your journey
Yes.
unfolding.
Thank you for, having me here, and I hope you're along the way for the whole ride.
You will be, for sure. It's the Quiet Storm, baby. 107.5 WBLS.